over $600 almost sank to the bottom of this lake. That save is one of the 8 things that I wish I knew before manual mode. Today I'm sharing them all so you don't learn the hard way. What's up pilots, these tips apply for the DJI Avata 2, the original DJI and DJI NEO. I'm flying Avata 2 today. Lesson 1. Takeoff and landing. Take off like an airplane, not like a helicopter. The forward movement keeps you clear of obstacles above. Do it in GPS mode. It's smoother and gives you more control. Switch to manual mode once you are at safe altitude. When it's time to land, switch back to GPS mode before touchdown. The Avata is fragile and GPS handles the landing smoother. Manual landing can crack the frame. It's just easier on the drone. Let's get up there and show you what I mean. Okay, so take off in GPS mode like an airplane, not vertical movement, but forward movement so you can clear the obstacle in front of you. And if there is something right in the top that you can see, you can get better visibility when you go taking off like an airplane. This is what we do. So we take off or start, and here it is. We're in GPS mode. So what you do is you go forward like an airplane. You know how airplane flies, take off, and then you start increasing the altitude as you go. Just like an airplane. You're a pilot now. You're pilot in command, so you need to think like an airplane pilot. So here it is, just going forward, and we start climbing. So now we are in safe altitude like this. We'll go ahead and switch to manual mode, 30 degrees, and let's go. We're in business. And that's how the way you do it safely on takeoff. When it's time to land, switch back to GPS mode before touchdown. The Avata is fragile and GPS handles the landing smoother. Alright, so let's say we are coming to land, and as I said before, you just do it as an airplane. You're going down gradually. And when it's time to switch, slow down, then you switch to GPS mode, normal mode, and you keep that movement forward, and you come into land, not vertically, but as an airplane. Assume this is the runway here, so we start slowing down, and here we are. This is the runway. The second lesson, before you do anything else, make sure whatever controller you have, that your fingers stay on the panic button while you're flying. If you ever feel like you're losing control, hit it. The drone will instantly level itself and hover. This split second can save your drone. Okay, the panic button. So let's talk about the panic button. As you see, when I'm flying, my finger all the time in the panic button. Just in case, if things start getting out of control and I can't handle them for any reason, I always can use the panic button. So let's say I'm coming in here, almost got hit this thing. I'll just hit it, and you see it just stopped. This is the most useful thing that DJI created for FPV pilots. Use it. Go ahead and continue. So let's try the panic button in front of the camera and see how it works, so I can show you exactly how it works. Alright, let's go ahead and do that test. So I am flying, things getting out of control, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and here it is. See? Instantly stop. That's why you need to keep your finger on the panic button. The third lesson is camera angle. The higher the camera angle, the faster the drone goes. And the reason why, if the camera angle is higher, it needs to tilt more in order for it to travel in the air. And when it's lower, it's not tilting as much, so it's not going as fast. If I were you, I'll start with between 15 and 20 on the camera angle, and that gives you between 15 to 20 miles per hour. And if you go to 30, From my experience, 30 degrees, it will give you 30 miles per hour. And if you go 45, you will go about 45 miles per hour. And I would never recommend anything over 45. But 30 degrees, between 20 to 30 degrees is more reasonable, and you can control the drone better. Anything less than 20 degrees makes the drone sluggish and very unresponsive. And anything over 45, you're working against gravity. The drone has to work harder to stay up in the air, and you lose authority. Lesson 4, the altitude safety net. And if you notice, I'm changing to those props, and I will explain later in the video why I'm doing this change. For now, lesson 4, stay within the 200 and 300 feet, the safety zone altitude. It's just simple rule. First, let me explain how to set up the maximum safety net in the goggle, and then we'll get up in the air and explain the rest of the lesson. Before you take off, set up your altitude limits. I set mine to 400. This way I stay within the legal limits. Alright, when you practicing new moves, stay between 200 and 300 feet. This is the safe thing to do, because you need more distance before you hit the ground. So here is 200. So I'll do some maneuvers between 200 and 300 feet, and I'll keep it right here. I went to 120, 240, and remember we have the panic button just in case. So as you see, I'm practicing like up high, just to make sure we have enough distance in case. Backflip, split ass, and that's how the way I practice. I just stay away from the ground as far as I can, but not get over 300 feet where I'm getting to the legal limit. And remember, this drone has that safety feature that if you go close to 400, it will disconnect itself. And here it is, it just did it. And we going down. And like that's why exactly I said we'll keep it between 300 and between 200 and 300. Let's go ahead back in manual mode and do a dive. Nice. So I try to do my training right up high here. Nice. Let's do split us again and dive. Lesson 5, lost signal procedures. Let me explain this one here on the goggle. Before takeoff, you need to know what the drone is going to do if it loses signal. Let's go ahead and go to advanced safety, and there are 3 options here: return home, hover, and land. Return home is good for long range flights with clear airspace. Hover is the best option if you are under obstacle like trees or bridges. If you lose signal, you can just walk toward the drone to regain the connection. I never use land. It drops the drone straight down, which is risky over water, trees, or uneven ground. Also, hover and return home need battery reserve. I treat 40% on the battery as my bottom limit. Once I hit that, I start heading back. Lesson 6, throttle reduction. When the battery drops below a certain level, the drone will reduce throttle power. It will feel sluggish and unresponsive. Don't push it. I treat 40% as my bottom limit. 30% basically is empty. Start heading back at 40%, or if you feel losing power, land immediately. The OSD actually will give you a warning message that will say throttle output reduce. This is your sign to land immediately. Let's go out in the field and show you what I mean. Okay, let's talk about the throttle reduction battery sag. So you're flying around at certain battery, the throttle is going to be reduced, so you wouldn't have that bunch feeling anymore. I mean, look, the match is not here, and I'm still having issues with the throttle. Anything under 40, in my opinion, it will give you a battery sag. But the chip on the drone, it takes some time to read it. So you don't want to be waiting for it to come, because when that happens, it's too late, and you need to land immediately. Battery level low. Return home. You see it now? So now if I try to look at the throttle, it's not doing anything. I'm full throttle and it's not moving. See what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and bring it back. Lesson 7, the Avata tumble problem. Now let's talk about the number one reason why pilots lose their Avata 2 and how to fix it. Most people think the Avata 2 tumble because of the wind, or as they call it, dairy wind, but that's not true. As you see in this video, it's actually caused by center of gravity shift due to a high G-force and centrifugal force. The Avata is a heavy drone with relatively underpowered motors. When you yaw aggressively, the weight shifts and motors can't keep up, which causes the tumble. The way to prevent it is to use coordinated turn, not yaw, then roll. You actually lead it with a roll, then yaw, and that's how the way you prevent it. Let's get up in the air and explain. So it all boils down to coordinated turn. Coordinated turn is the magic here, meaning when you want to turn, you first roll and then yaw. And that's how the way you get that centrifugal force, not pushing the drone over and make it tumble. And that caused the problem. Actually, the props doing its job without being pulled sideways. So it's not dairy air. It has nothing to do with that. This is all about centrifugal force and how the way you turn. So let's do it again. Roll first, then yaw. And that's how the way you avoid the tumble problem. Roll, yaw. See, watch my fingers here. Roll and then yaw. You don't want to be yaw then roll. That's very dangerous. That's how the way you enter tumble. And when you enter tumble, it's very dangerous. So you keep your finger on the pause button as we talked on the previous lesson. Yaw, second. Like it has to be instantly. Roll, then yaw. Roll, then yaw. But not yaw and roll. Yaw and roll is very dangerous, because we have those HQ props. It's different now. Lesson 8, hardware hacks. 2 quick hardware hacks. First, the props. The stock props, they're known to cause more tumble. They're actually pretty bad when you fly them. They tumble a lot. I've tried them. Master air screws are a little bit better, but in my opinion, the HQ props are the best. They reduce tumble significantly. Those are the 3 times 3.2 times 3. It is a small investment that can save you a $600 drone. Stock, master air screw, or HQ props. Here is a short video so you can see and hear for yourself. Second hack, keep it stuck, except for the props and the ND filter. A lot of pilots try to protect their Avata by adding prop guards, landing gear, or other accessories. Those add weight, change the flight characteristic, and can actually cause more crashes. The Avata 2 is already heavy for its power. Adding more weight makes it less responsive, harder to recover, and more prone to tumbling. The Avata is designed to fly safely without them. The right props makes this drone feel like a beast. If you want to know what a beast looks like, look at this 5-inch rig. These hacks will get you there. This is the dream. Let me show you what that looks like. Alright, we just finished the 8 lessons to the Avata. Now let's go ahead and take those skills and apply them on this 5-inch freestyle rig. Same skills, massive power. Let's see how those skills going to apply into a real beast. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and send it. Taking off just like an airplane, gradually. Same like with Avata, no difference. Except there was no GPS mode. Roll and then yaw. Hitting gaps. Surfing trees. Going under trees. Juicy flick. Doing maneuvers. It's just same principles apply in the Avata, apply most of it right here, and the Avata is really the gateway to get to this one. It's the training ground. The Avata, I would say it's the training ground, but here there is massive power. Massive power in comparison. And I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. Ready to see that massive power? Seconds only. That's where this thing shines. That's why the 5-inch is the ultimate dream for every FPV pilot that wants to advance in their flying skills. Why? Because this one gives you those powers that the Avata doesn't give you, but the Avata give you different kind of lessons. It gives you those lessons that you need to manage the energy. And once you learn managing the energy, you can apply it on any other bigger drone. It's just the power. Pure power. Precision and control too, because you get that power. You can bail yourself out in a second. Let's say I'm flying here and I'm almost gonna hit the ground. If you push in the Avata, you're barely gonna move up. But here, look, see that? Instant power, y'all, instant power. All right, it's mind-bending. That's what it means when you have power. Literally, that's what it boils down to. You get the power, the precision. That's about the tower. Buzz in the tower. Moving grass in the way. You need to come cut this grass over here. Listen to that power, listen. See that? Power loops. And as far as the like if things going out of control, we still have here the panic button. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about here. I just turn around and rescue is on and it's coming back. See? I'm just gonna turn it off. That's exactly rescue power on this one, except you cannot do a lot of changes to it like the Avata, like hover and do other things. But if things get out of control, you still can actually pause it and let it come back. Okay, we're coming to land as an airplane, remember? All right. That's it, same rules. The Avata teaches you foundation. The 5-inch, it's where all comes together. If you can't fly the Avata, you can fly this. Go get them flying hours. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If this video helped you, please drop a comment and tell me which lesson helped you the most. Or let me know if you experienced the tumble problem yourself. If you like this video, please check out my DJI Avata 2 playlist on my channel for more tips and tutorial. And if you want to see more like this, hit the like button. It really helps my channel to make more videos like this. I will see you on the next mission.